Well, it's really made me be able to talk. When I had a stroke, which was Christmas of 2014, I could say one word, snow. But when I sang, or when I sing, my right brain and my left brain works together, and that makes me just way more able to talk.
Not to mention, Carol, how uplifting it must be and the camaraderie you get with the other band members.
Yes, it's very wonderful to see 20, 25 people there every week, and they're friends of mine now, and new friends coming.
And I have to imagine, Anne, that somebody sitting at home might be seeing this and saying, boy, I know my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother might benefit from this. How do you get involved in Backstrokes?
Well, we meet every Monday and Thursday at 11 at Tabor Space, which is at 54th and Southeast Belmont. And we ask for a $5 donation. We're completely self-funded. And if a sing-along sounds fun, if you like playing music around a campfire, come check it out. And most people come once and then they keep coming.
They're hooked. And
they're hooked.
Carol, I have to ask, any musical experience required?
No.
Everyone welcome?
Yes, everyone's welcome.
All right, again, more head nods down there. I like that. So what are you going to play for us today, Anne?
We're going to play Folsom Prison Blues by Johnny Cash.
All right, get after it. Thank you. Here's the Backstrokes.
Encore, encore, encore. That was fabulous, and that was so fabulous.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's so awesome. So now, from what I can recall, you were working with a neurologist before you started this, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then what made you decide, hey, you know what? I want to shift my focus and start something up and move my life in a different direction?
Well, I was a patient scheduler and I did a lot of phone answering, and I adored talking to patients, and I liked that part of it. But on another level, the job, the other responsibilities I had were slightly boring. And so I was just always coming up with outlandish ideas. Just silly ideas about, I just discovered music. I discovered music for myself. And so, and I had a coworker right across our little hall there, and we would just come up with ideas all the time, kind of to pass the time. And then I read that the research, a couple research papers about, I just read the summary. I don't understand all the math in it, but found out it helps people. It actually helps the brain heal itself. And so I decided I wanted to have a music group with stroke survivors to see if it really worked. And it's a fun, compelling thing. The thing about community music is it's good for you. and it's super fun. And so I thought, wouldn't it be great if a rehab activity was actually fun and rewarding in and of itself? And I had already learned that people will show up once a week or sometimes more to play music. You just need to provide them with chords if they're playing, guitar chords, and lyrics if they're singing. And so I compiled with help 2 songbooks. And so we have a large number of songs that people like, most from the radio, everything. We try to pick songs that are stuck in people's memory.
Mm-hmm.
And so while I was still working at the hospital, my boss, a stroke neurologist, very supportive, let me take some time off to go do my group once a week.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah. And so I started at the hospital. And then when I left my hospital job, then I focused primarily on this. It's
So what is this? What do you mean by
this is the
focus
backstroke.
on this? Okay.
So we have the backstrokes, which is a group that meets once a week. We used to meet twice a week in person. Now we meet once a week online, and we just go around the circle.
Yep.
And everyone gets to take a turn choosing a song. Now, we also had a sonic tonic band. So I play the bass, and our guitar player, Keith, plays guitar. He's our music leader. He's our musical director. And so he and I were hired to play in several nursing homes. We would bring Backstrokes members as volunteers as often as we could. And so a few of the people showed up to almost every single group, which meant some of us were playing 20 hours of music a week.
Wow.
And a lot of what we're there for is to create relationships. So we play once a week, once a month, twice a month, whatever the nursing facility will hire us to do. And we remember people's favorite songs. We hand out shakers. We really try to engage people. We feel that music is a way to engage with people who are in long-term residential care. We've got people in nursing home facilities we've been playing with for 7 years. And there are several people that we played with them for 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, and until they passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And those relationships are very, very important to us. And then they become important to people who are in long-term care and can't interact on a normal basis with people anymore.
Absolutely. And are you doing, you were said that you were doing something else for the stroke community, and you're starting something?
So a few of us in the Backstrokes have started an organization called the Northwest Brain Network. And I want to use the music group to connect with other support efforts that are going on in the Portland area. We're here in Portland, and I worked at that hospital for 15 years, and people would call me, can you direct me to a support group? We had no information. We had an American Heart Association Xeroxed piece of paper that had all the groups in Oregon. Some of them I had heard weren't that great. And, only a handful, maybe 2 or 3 were even in Portland. The rest were in other cities in Portland. And so by answering the phone, I identified this need that stroke survivors have. They get real depressed sometimes.
Yeah.
And they become isolated sometimes. And sometimes they can't interact with their family the way they did before. They often lose their jobs. They often lose their community connections. And I saw how this led to them not engaging in recovery as fully as they could. And I identified with that. So that was a driving force behind starting the music group. But the music group, not everybody wants to be in a music group. Enough people do that we can have a successful group, but there are also a lot of other survivors out there who have different needs. So I want to connect. I would love for them to come to the Northwest Brain Network website. And then one day I hope we're connected with a Tai Chi class. I hope we're connected with gardening projects, cooking, sharing cooking ideas. That is my bigger goal. And then and we have other great programs in Portland. We have an annual aphasia camp that people love. We have a very strong support group that goes up in Vancouver, right across the river from us. And so I want to be in contact with these other efforts, and I want to help people find the group that's right for them. And I want to encourage more groups to develop.
Yeah. So the overall goal then for Northwest Brain Network is to get the help right away for said survivor. Are you looking to get that implementation right when they get out of the hospital? Are you looking to get in contact with them?
So our goal is for them to be able to access our website, hopefully before they leave the hospital, or in rehab right after. We think that the best way to catch people is before they leave the healthcare system. Once they're out of that system, they're very hard to find.
Yeah.
And so we'd like to just let them know we're here before they've left the system.
Yes. And I'm in a bunch of stroke groups on Facebook, and you see that a lot. You see a lot of people that are, lost and don't know what to do in the next phase, or feel helpless in their recovery. So I think that's a great avenue that you guys are taking with the project that you guys are doing. And I applaud you for that, Anne. I really do. I think it's a huge necessity for our community. And I want to thank you for coming on the Determined Show and sharing everything that you shared with us in the community. And thank you so much, Anne. I appreciate you.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. It was a real pleasure.
Yep.